go to be able to protect her children, all of us. And those possibilities happen in us. Yes, it was the mothers in our lives that gave us the inspiration to be able to come over all of our limitations and really embrace our higher potential. Whether it is your biological mother or the mothers in your education who have mentored you and moved you forward in life, or ultimately, whether it is the Guru, who is the embodiment of the Divine Mother in our lives, who finally gives us the enlightenment and showers us with the powers to manifest powerful things in our life, especially the life purpose of coming over all of the limitations and also finding the true purpose of building an enlightened lifestyle for ourselves and for everyone. Yes, it was the supreme pontiff of Hinduism when he had the divine vision of Kailasa, where he began with the Chandi Homa itself. Yes, this very ritual that we're going to be witnessing and going to be a part of today. This very ritual, the supreme pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, himself did and did again and again in so many places, setting in place the correct blessing, protection, energies, and all of the cosmic energies in place to be able to today be able to give Kailasa to the world. Yes, it was with the divine blessings of Chandika Parameshwari that was invoked. So all of us are joined here together today to be able to see the same celebration and the same energies invoked. So let us learn a little bit more about the Kriya Pada. The Vedic rishis and seers of Hinduism devised profound methods and techniques to harness and emit cosmic energy. Their intention was to benefit humanity by channeling the positive energy for overall well being and enlightenment. The universe composed of the basic fundamental five elements of ether, air, water, fire, and earth. This elemental framework mirrors the composition of our very own bodies, in fact. And it is evident that the substances we consume, like food, even the substances that intoxicate us, can significantly influence our mental states. Yes, this is something we find also very often. The food that we eat, the material world, in fact, does a lot to make sure that all of our inner space also is affected by the food that we eat. So, our experiences with food we eat highlight the mind is intricately tied to the material realm. The fact that our mental processes can be altered by physical substances underscores the idea that the mind is a facet of matter rather than purely a spiritual entity or something metaphysical. It is very physical, and in the yogic sampradayas, it is very clear that the mind is matter, as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism beautifully shares. Mind is a matter. So it is something that has a power in itself, and altering what you put inside yourself, what you're exposed to, can really change it. And connecting also deeply with these five elements can do a lot. How is it done? How have the Vedic seers, Parameshiva himself, of course, ordained in the Kamikagama, all of the Vedic seers and all of the rishis to be able to do these rituals and kriyas, to be able to give and help everyone harness the powers that are there within them, that are given by these very elements. What kriyas do? Aligning with the five elements of earth, air, fire, water, ether is the key to transformation. By thinking these cosmic building blocks, we can reshape our body and mind and our very consciousness, which is remaining always unaltered, and we can connect with the consciousness and experience and have consciousness as a source of the real power in our lives, and it rejuvenates all of these material body material things and elements. Material world, including our physical and mental states, is going to undergo a transformation in this ritual. These changeable aspect is called matter, and it's where rituals and kriyas come into play. The journey of this particular spiritual lifestyle revolves around molding and refining this matter to reach our full potential. And how is it done? Yes, it is done. It is a beautiful process, in fact. And then, as per the Taittiriya Upanishad, of course, the universe evolution begins with ether giving rise to air, then fire, followed by water, and eventually earth and all of the anna, food, and prosperity, abundance, living beings, everything is witness. And this sacred sequence that is there telling in the original truths of the Vedas, this sacred sequence underscores the profound connection between the elements and our existence, emphasizing the transformative potential and our alignment to them. Then, how do these kriyas work? Paramashiva beautifully shares in the Agamas how the intricate details on how the process should be done. Of course, first is that it exists as beyond ether. Yes, that is the avyakta, that is cosmic energy, that is consciousness, that is unmanifest, that is there readily available in everything, within everywhere. That is why we always start the rituals remembering that cosmic energy exists. There is the unmanifest, the unknown, that is always there as a part of our lives, but we know is doing the work of running the whole existence. That very energy is cosmic energy, and it creates ether, the space, and it can be experienced through the visualization or meditation, and that is brought into the Akash Shakti. So the energy of the cosmos is brought into the very space of the temple or the place where the ritual is going to happen. Then the verbalization. This is where Paramashiva also shares about the mantras and how they energize the very air around us, the very breathing space around us. That is energized by the chanting, the mantras. The prana in the air around us is rejuvenated and afresh. Always we see when these rituals go on, even though you'll be amidst various types of air, even sometimes the air that is having smoke, but still the level of prana in the air is rejuvenating and absolutely refreshing and transformative just because of the mantras being chanted. Then from the verbalization comes the medium ritual, the medium element, the fire. It is in the fire the physical moves into the metaphysical. It is in the fire that it moves from physical into the air and ether elements. It is the median element, and it is also absolutely purifying. You'll get to know more about Agni as we continue today. Then from the fire, the energy is consecrated inside the water, in the water pots, in various locations around the Yagashala, a physical location. A Yagashala is a place where the ritual, the fire ritual is going to take place. And it is in the kumbha, or the water pot. The energy is also consecrated. And finally, the water, the bimba, is offered, the water is offered to the bimba, which is the deity, the living idol of. Today we're going to be offering it to Devi Rajarajeswari, beautifully in Kailasa Sripuram temple. Devi Rajarajeswari will be receiving the Abhishekam and the Kalasha Tirtham today. So we're going to have a beautiful celebration. So let us get to know a little bit more about the Agni Karyam. Yes, this is about the fire ritual in itself. So Hinduism is not no ordinary belief system that you may think about in the world. It is a belief system, and in fact, it is actually the science of the cosmos. And Swamiji is beautifully, powerfully telling us it is the higher science of the cosmos. It is the truth. And it is something we just have to open our eyes to. So let us learn. The ancient sages and Maharishis harnessed the Vedic truths and crafted kriyas and rituals that extend beyond the individual being, and they benefit the entire universe. In fact, A place where the Agni is continuously cherished and worshipped, where the fire is worshipped. It's a place where prosperity and abundance is attracted and gods live there, literally. The sacred fire Agni is a tangible embodiment of divinity itself, and Vedas and Upanishads echo its resounding significance in our lives. This luminous force is not just a symbolic ritual, it is the gateway to the realm of the gods and the cosmic energy. That is what fire is. It is the gateway. And we've known this. The rishis known this. And any way possible to be able to attend to Agni, whether it may be in the fire before you or in the stomach of those who you are feeding if they are hungry. In that way also, through the Annadhanam, the fire is attended. So there are various ways where people are able to connect with the Agni element within them, around them, and in front of them. But one of the most beautiful things is when you're seeing, maybe sitting calmly at the beach watching the sunrise, or beautifully seeing the mountain as the sun rises on it, or a beautiful silent ocean, or the raging river. We are stilled by the creation of Parameshwara. This is something that is truth for everyone, no matter who you are. You'll be able to experience absolute stillness in front of raw nature. And a certain tranquility and serenity is also experienced when you're in front of the raw fire. Yes, whether you know these kriyas or you come from an understanding of Hinduism, you will know at least one thing. There is something so pure and purifying about fire's presence. Just by being in the raw fire's presence, you will feel tranquility and serenity inside. You'll see your own energies are awakened inside of you when the fire is lit. And today, it is not just any fire. It is the Shivagni that we are worshipping. Yes, Paramashiva himself is invoked in the fire before us, and oblations and offerings are made to him. And in this is the very threshold of the God. And in Hinduism, we connect not just to ourselves, but with the cosmos at its primal level. So it is connecting to the whole world around us. We'll see when these homas are done, we'll see an immediate effect in our life. The benefit is in our lives is immediate. The prosperity and the frequency at which the prosperity manifests around us is something so tangible and real, especially after these homas are done. Let us learn more about the mantras. Yes, they are very important. Paramashiva declares in the Mantrodhara Patala of the Srimad Kamika Agama, Mananam Sarvaveditvam Tranam Smar Samsaranugraha Mananatrana Dharmatvam Mantra Ityabdibhiyate. Beautifully sharing and giving us the correct guidance of what a mantra actually does and what are its components. The term manana denotes attaining the capacity of all knowing, means living as in oneness with Paramashiva, which is our truth, which is our birthright, and which is what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is again and again telling us is something we must claim and live as Paramashiva. So manana is that very right, and it is that capacity to be in that oneness, to be all-knowing, is to be Paramashiva. And the term trana means the bestowal of grace on those enmeshed in the worldly life. And since it possesses the power of yielding manana and trana, it is known as mantra. Meaning that the power in the mantra is supposed to help us remove that which is in the way of us experiencing oneness with Paramashiva. That is the purpose of a mantra. A mantra is just to be able to give us that oneness experience and put us in that again and again. That is what it is, and that is why it is created, as Paramashiva shares in the Mantrodhara Patala in itself. And we are seeing also, Paramashiva says in the next verse, sharing that mantro drirupo vineo vachya vachaka vedataha, meaning that there are two forms of the mantra. That is, the mantra consists of the vachya and the vachaka. The form of the word
is known as Vachaka, and the inner content meaning of the word is known as Vachya. Let us, in any mantra, the inseparable identity of this Vachya and Vachaka is very much expected. So he's giving literally the manual in the Srimad Kagama about what a mantra is. That's very beautiful to see himself telling how this whole cosmos works and how he has created it so intelligently and so geniusly. So we understand that everything has a meaning. The mantra, if you have a Sanskrit word, it has a sound, it has a form, which is a sound, and it has a inner meaning. It has something that it'll give you. Beautifully, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, beginning of this very Paramashivam, he also shared that when you have Nada, Kala, and Bindu, that is frequency, visualization, and frequency and visualization are very important when it comes to understanding. So the Vatya and Vachaka are that very frequency. The mantra is defined as Nada, and Swamiji shares that it is a frequency. It is a vibration. So Kala is the vibration, how it resonates. So we have these three, and this is what constitutes the whole cosmos. And mantras are ways to be able to connect with the material world around us, all the frequencies all around us, all the visualizations that are possible. Because if you know the truth, if you're able to visualize something, you can manifest it. That is a promise that Paramashiva gives us. So that is more about the mantras. But how are they given? Do people come up with them? How do they benefit? Actually, the truth is it is given by Paramashiva in the world. If you see, even scientists, they always attribute that something was given to them. They never came up with their understandings of the science on their own. They would always say that it was given to me. I developed a way for others to understand it, myself to understand it, but came as an intuition. Something else gave it to me, and they were receiving it. So this is known as a revelation, and then developing a way for all of us to be able to connect. And this is the way we connected with the cosmos around us. We don't see the whole world and cut things apart and try to do the research. What we really do is connect with the world as the higher intelligence, as Paramashiva, and pray and prepare ourselves to receive what it has and what it unfolds for us. That is an exciting life. That is what it is. And that is the absolute life positivity and the way to connect with life as a surprise, a mystery, and something that is going to have always our best interest. So the rishis are known as mantra drishtas. They see the mantras and reveal it to the world. Yes, they are the ones who are given the mantras by Paramashiva himself, and then they reveal it to the world. For example, when it comes to the Chandi Homa, the Devi Mahatmyam is at its core, and the Devi Mahatmyam is a mantra revealed by Paramashiva to Rishi Markandeya. Rishi Markandeya is the one who had the vision. He's the mantra drishta, and he had the vision of the beautiful Navakshari mantra, the powerful mantra of Om Aim Hrim Krim Chamundaye Viche. Just chanting this mantra on repeat in japa can put you in a state and understanding the experience that Markandeya had. Just as modern scientists like Srinivas Ramanujam had mathematical theorems, remembering Mahalakshmi Taya, Devi Mahalakshmi herself gave him those revelations in his deep devotion. He was able to connect with her and experience such fulfillment in just mathematics. And those theorems and conclusions are very useful in the science and technologies that we are able to have today. And the same thing, Einstein and other scientists accredit that everything they have was given to them. It was a revelation, in fact. So today we are going to be connecting with Chandika, a real manifestation of cosmic energy, a powerful way. And let us remember a Dhyana Shloka of Devi Chandika. Dhyana Shloka is a visualization. It's a way to remember Devi, and it is always important, as Swamiji himself shares, to tell us to do these kriyas with integrity to the point of where Swamiji or where Paramashiva himself is giving the description. So if the description is given in the scripture, then it is something we must take and put into our visualization. So the meaning of the mantra, that is the Dhyana Shloka of Chandika Parameshwari, is as follows. She is the embodiment of all the divine beings. We pray to her for her to grace us with her presence in the divine lotus posture as the ruler of all existence. And she has in her hands, cradling, a rosary, a pure lotus blossom, a mighty arrow, an invincible sword, a potent lightning bolt, Vajrayuda, a benevolent mace, a sacred wheel, a steadfast trident, a mighty axe, a resounding conch, a melodious bell, and the binding rope, a formidable spear, and a guiding rod, and an impenetrable shield, and an unerring arrow, and a vessel for nourishment, and the source of life's elixir. 18 hands. This is Ashtadasa Puja, Mahalakshmi. This is Chandika Parameshwari. So powerfully she graces. Today we're going to be witnessing her in the form of Agni. But of course, the ritual in Kriya tells us to remember in her in this 18-handed form and a form of bright light with 18 hands of the feminine, a goddess, a divine feminine. And when we visualize this, all of the intricate understandings of who she is, what she represents, and how she manifests Paramashivatva powerfully becomes a reality inside our inner space. So we will come to this visualization again. We will tell everyone when to do this, and we'll pray to her, connect with her, remember us in oneness with her, and we'll begin the ritual as well. So we get to know more about the who is Chandika and how she is created in the. Yes, now we're getting into the Devi Mahatmyam. This is a place, the 700 verses. These 700 verses are chanted by Swamiji. They are something so important to him because he has learned them and grown up with them. And he says that just by reading them, you will have enlightenment. So we're listening to the 12th chapter in Devi Mahatmyam. It is one of the most intimate chapters because Devi herself speaks. Herself, Devi shares about the benefits of her, of connecting with her, about offering the ritual to her and chanting the glorious story of Devi Mahatmyam. Every day during this Navaratri, we are having the very chanting of the Devi Mahatmyam every evening, where we listen to the glories of Devi and bask in her just remembrance how she is. It is so exciting to see how Devi manifests to protect all of us who are her children, and so inspiring for us to know that such tremendous power is possible in the cosmos. Such tremendous amount of possibility for us also is there. And that is what is so rejuvenating, especially when you understand about the Devi Mahatmyam. You understand everything that Devi can do, you can do. That is what Swamiji is at the core. He says that I'm not is what Swamiji is at the core. He says, I am not. Sorry for the technical glitch. We'll continue these few verses from the Devi Mahatmyam. Shaiva kale mahamari saiva srishti bhavatyaja sthitim karoti bhutaram shaiva kale sanatani bhavakale nrinam shaiva lakshmir vedhi pradhagre shaiva bhave tatha lakshmir vinasayopajayate सुता संपूजिता पुष्पेर गंधा धूपाभिदिष्टथा ददत्वं पुत्राणैश्च matim dharme gatim subham. Beautifully from the 12th chapter, these are Devi's very own words about a description of herself. Let us understand this inner meaning. All of this creation of Brahma is pervaded by her, who is Mahakali or Mahakala, and who has the nature of the great rejuvenating goddess, who can consume the whole world and give birth to the whole world. She indeed is Mahamari at the fated time, and she is indeed creation, Lakshmi herself. She is also unborn and manifest also. She is indeed eternal and gives stability to created beings at their fated time. At the right time, dharma, he ensures happen. The right things, the righteousness. And she indeed is Lakshmi, bestowing prosperity on the houses of men, while where she abides with them. And she indeed, when she is absent, she becomes the undoing and their destruction. She creates, she removes, she rejuvenates. This very scripture of Devi Mahatmyam is sung and hymned and worshipped with flowers and incense, perfumes, and other offerings. She bestows wealth and sons and a mind brilliant in righteousness. Beautifully, these are the blessings of Chandika Parameshwari, what she is, what she can do. This is so powerful to be able to know that by offering this Chandi Homa, yes, the last verse is talking about the ritual itself of Chandi Homa. By doing it, we will have her blessings for wealth, progeny, and of course, the mind, the inner space, the tools within us to manifest dharmically and powerful life for ourselves and others in our lives. So let us get into the Chandi Yagashala. Today we're going to be having a beautiful spectacle. Yes, we have been talking and we've been sharing with you some text, but just in a few moments we're going to be seeing the wonderful visuals of the Chandi Yagashala. You can visualize right now, but in a few moments you'll get to be able to see all of the things that we're going to be mentioning right now. These are the very decoration that is described by the rishis on how the Chandi Yagashala should be. Yagashala is basically the hut where the Agni, the Kunda, or the fire is worshipped. So it is the fire pavilion. And you can see there are so many intricate details to this. And we get to give you today an exclusive look at what are the different parts of the Yagashala. So let's begin. The Savaranas, the surrounding energies, Devatas, Shaktis of Chandika Parameshwari are invoked in numerous water pots surrounding the Pradhana Kalasha. So as we were discussing, water pots are a main part of the ritual. The main two water pots in the ritual of Chandi today are the Chandika Parameshwari, of course, but the presiding deity of the temple, Rajarajeshwari herself, Lalita Mahatripura Sundari, is invoked, as this is a very unique Chandi Homa that is the combination of Sri Vidya and Chandi, where the beautiful traditions of Devi and experiencing Devi as both the nourishing, compassionate mother, Rajarajeshwari, the ruler of the whole cosmos, and the protective, caregiving, and self-sacrificing mother, that is Chandika, that is the ferocious form of Devi.
So the both aspect of the loving, nourishing, and the protective. If you know, there is something that is known as the marital instinct, some people will say, or the maternal instinct. I'm sorry. This is real, and it is something that is shared in all beings. In fact, in the fifth chapter, we say Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Matrurupena Samstita. Devi, you reside in all beings as in the form of mother. Yes, anybody, regardless of their gender, regardless of all of those societal understandings of what is a body, what is a human, what is a gender, everybody has a possibility to radiate motherliness. And that instinct to protect what is that they gave to the world, or what is that they love, what is given to them, to protect that maternal instinct is some possibility in everyone. In this Chandi Homa, in this ritual, that very instinct is worshipped as a goddess. And that energy, that there is a reality and something that is there as an energy within us, is also worshipped. And the possibility of that is awakened through this very Kriya and ritual. That is Chandika Parameshwari. She makes us as her. So beautifully we say the Chandika Parameshwari Kalasha is there, and the two water pots are there. That is Chandika Parameshwari and Lalita Mahatribur Sundari. So these two are the main kalashas that are kept there, the water pots. And surrounding them are all of the small devatas of their army. Literally, the Yagashala is a completely different realm in itself, because the kalashas, all of the bali and the worship of all of them is the worship of various different Anga Devatas of Devi. When she created the cosmos, when the cosmos was manifested, she needed to protect the whole cosmos, and she created all of the energies that are required to do so. And they are all the Bhairavas, all the Shaktis, and all of the various energies and gods and goddesses that are there in the whole cosmos. In fact, her very throne, Devi, is beautifully described in the Lalita Sahasranamam as Pancha Brahmasana Sthite. The one Devi, the energy, the Shakti of the whole cosmos, which runs the whole cosmos. She sits on a cot of 5 gods. They are Brahma, Ishana, Sadashiva, Vishnu, and Rudra. These 5 gods. When she sits on the cot, it is known as the throne of 5 gods, the gods that run the cosmos. When she is not seated, it is known as the cot of 5 dead bodies. Yes, it is her. It is she, the Shakti, that pervades all and runs the whole cosmos. And it is beautifully described in the Lalita Sahasranama. And the Yagashala is just a ritualistic recreation of Devi's loka, of Sripura. That is what it's called. Sripura is Devi's loka. And we will also see the whenever Swamiji shares to us about the various lokas in existence, Mahakailasa is at the highest, but right below is where we can experience Kailasa. Mahakailasa is the highest. We'll experience it there. Right before that, the realms of Parandhama, that is Vaikuntha, the realms of Kailasa, that is of Paramashiva, and the realm of course, Devi Paramashiva Shakti, Sripuram. And this is the Sripuram is literally created in the Yagashala in the formation of all of these water pots. And the Yagashala is described, of course, in a proper grid-like structure. And within the center, the kalasha is kept, and around it, the 83 kalashas, in fact, are kept all around her. And every day, worship is offered to them. Bali is offered to them. Bali is a ritual of strengthening, giving strength is called giving Bali, Bala. And that is the arrangement of the deities that are invoked. But of course, you need to protect this area. You need to protect its place from being affected by any negativity. So the Torana are tied. 4 leaves are tied. Actually, this is very powerful. You'll be able to understand. There is an occurrence of the 4 Vedas. The 4 Vedas, those mantras are so powerful. So the 4 Vedas are invoked in the 4 sides of the Yagashala. Yagashala is a square unit. And on the 4 sides, the Torana is tied. So these are the leaves. Torana is leaf decoration. So they are the people leaf, the banyan leaf, the atti leaf, and a leaf known as the purusu leaf. This is told in the scriptures itself that in these leaves you need to invoke these particular Vedas. Rig Veda,
Yajurveda, Samaveda, and Atharva Veda. These 4 Vedas that are the core scriptures of Sanatana Hindu Dharma are invoked as a protective firewall to the whole Yagashala. So those are there in the Yagashala as well. Yes. Now let's get into the ritual. We got to know the beautiful Yagashala and how it is arranged with all the kalashas. And we have, of course, in the all there the Agni Kunda. We'll get to know a little bit more about that. But what is the ritual Kriya in itself? They manifest as life positive blessings, literally clearing the air of any fire ritual. We have the cosmic permission to invoke Chandika Parameshwari in the Agni and worship her while chanting the Devi Mahatmyam. So we chant the Devi Mahatmyam, which is a collection of 700 verses. This japam is done 10 times over. Yes, this is what the scriptures say, that if you chant the Devi Mahatmyam 10 times, you bring and invoke the cosmic allowance to be able to invoke Devi Chandika and worship her in the Agni. Yes. This is the direct way. This is known as Dashamsha. In order to do the oblations in the Shivagni of 700 verses of Devi Mahatmyam, the repetition of the chant of the 700 verses should happen 10 times. And that is what is known as Dashamsha. This is very important. These are the details of how Paramashiva himself tells on how to invoke a ritual. You need to have chanted it. You need to have vibrated that mantra 10 times over inside the living beings. 10 people can chant. One person can chant 10 times, or 10 people can sit and chant 10 times. But that reverberation has to have happened to be able to have the cosmic allowance to invoke Devi in the Agni. And it is a powerful way to consecrate the very Vatavaran. The space is energized with this very Parayanam. This is known as the Chandi Parayanam. And you've been seeing every day evening during this Navaratri, we've been chanting it. So the group will be sitting and they'll recite the Devi Mahatmyam in the Yagashala itself before the water pot, and within which Chandika Parameshwari is invoked. And the veneration can bring life positive effects to anyone who hears these sacred slokas. So we're energizing as we are selling. This very prana is energized with Chandi. And the very Chandi Devi Mahatmyam also is divided into three Vedas, being the first part Rig Veda, meeting the middle part Yajurveda, and Samaveda after that. So in this way we can understand how this consecration of the Yagashala and the Kriya, the ritual, is happening. Of course, the Vedas, they are invoked in the Torana. Do you know that trees grow in a particular environment? Yes. You know that the trees that you have around you dictate the air that you breathe and affect even the way that the spiritual energies can manifest. Yes. When these 4 trees are there in one place, the banyan, people tree, the atti, the fig tree, and the purasumara, when all of these are in one place, sacred, auspicious events happen and everything is cared for. And if you know, we have the Adi Kailasa banyan tree that is surrounded by actually all of these trees, all of these auspicious trees, because they are living beings themselves that can hold and radiate energy for thousands of years, in fact. And this is even something that is taken inside the tradition and used because these trees have those energies and protective powers. And that is why these particular leaves are taken. The leaves from these spiritually charged faces can hold positive thought currents that powerfully repel negative energies. Leaves and trees can hold positive energy, yes, of course. And when enhanced with the Veda mantras, they foiter energized in the Yagashala. They protect the creative firewall. And those rituals are also done, Kriyas are done. We spend a time every day making sure that every kalasha is attended to in the Yagashala, as well as the puja is done to the 4 torana, the 4 decorative leaves around the side. It's not just a decoration, it is a kriya invoking the energies. Everything is a meaning and everything has a mantra behind it. That is what Paramashiva very clearly says again and again. So next, getting into the ritual that we're going to be witnessing now. So up till now, we have been understanding about Chandi Homa, but now we're going to be talking about what you're going to be seeing as the ahuti, the oblations of the Chandi, of the Devi Mahatmyam have completed, and the for every verse, the payasa or the gudannam, that is the sweet rice, that is a favorite, as Devi is described in the Lalita Sahasranamam as Gudanna Pritamanasa, the Devi who enjoys the sweet chakra pongal. That is what it's called. Chakra pongal is the sweet cooked rice, and that was offered for every verse of the Devi Mahatmyam. It's a beautiful kind of way to connect with the Devi, which is there, who is there in the form of raw Agni in front of you, and offering one by one the morsels of sweet rice is extremely intimate way to witness this ritual, and that has just happened. And now we're going to be witnessing the Suhasini Puja. So the Kanya, Vatuka, Bhairava, Durga Ganapati, and Suhasini are the deities that manifested from Chandika Parameshwari herself when she was created her army to protect the whole cosmos. This puja is offered to the forms of the Divine Mother in our lives. Yes, these are the forms of children and women. In this ritual, we witness a rare happening when Devi is invoked in a living being and worshipped. Yes, in Hinduism, everything is worshipped and every person is also worshipped as Paramashiva. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is beautifully giving the foundation blocks of Kailasa, telling we are all Paramashiva, and also giving us room to be able to, and reviving this tradition to show how we worship Devi in the form of the very people around us. And beautifully seeing this ritual, especially with the blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the initiated disciples of Swamiji are going to be seated and receiving the blessings, and we're going to be offering the Suvasini Puja. It's the first ritual that we're going to be getting into today. And these rituals are very rare, and especially during the grand events of Navaratri, the Divine Mother is worshipped in all the beings as well. You see the people, you see the manifestation of divinity in flesh and blood. And when you see that and cherish it, it does awaken that same possibility of that divinity manifesting inside your own flesh and blood, or even the flesh and blood of the children or the women that you see in your life. It rejuvenates everything, as beautifully it says in the Devi Mahatmyam Shiras Samasta Sakala Jagatsu. Devi, you manifest in my life as all of the mothers and sisters in my life. In this way also we connect with Devi. So Suhasini Puja is the rarest rituals where Devi Parameshwari Shakti is invoked in living persons and worshipped through the initiation and blessings of Swamiji. The 9 forms of Devi manifest in women and children and present in the puja, and Devi accepts our worship and offerings. Hinduism is a religion where everything is auspicious and is an embodiment of something sacred, divine, divinity, divine feminine. When we witness the worship of the physical body which is radiating Devi, the highest auspicious thought currents that occur in that person will be mirrored in our brain as well. A heightened feeling of connection will happen to the mother and will manifest when we see her in a physical form receiving our worship of Devi Parameshwari Shakti. Next, we have the Vishesha Dravya Homam, where we worship the Agni itself. We begin with the beautiful offering of the Vishesha Dravya Homam, where various fruits, cooked rice, and coconut is offered, the coconut representing the head. So it's like the offering itself is a goddess. Yes, we celebrate all of the food and the bhakshana and all of the choicest bhoga in our life. All of this also as a manifestation of Devi, celebrating her and offering it into the Agni, offering all of our essence of our life to the Agni. That is what the Vishesha Dravya Homa is. And during this ritual, these offerings are known as Annam. And there are scores and scores of Vedic verses and scriptures where it tells us the significance of Annam in our life itself. It says, Annad Bhavanti Bhutani Pajanyadanna Sambhavaha. Beautifully, Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself tells about Annam and its greatness and its significance in our lives. And it is in the Upanishad itself told that it is Annam is the whole Brahman. Brahman is made of the prosperity of food to nourish us. So in this way, all of the Annam is offered, and then clothing, and then the Vastra or the clothing is offered, and flower gardens are adorned on
offerings of annam, and it is offered into the fire. This is known as the Vishesha Dravya Homa, and it is performed with the intention of ensuring the welfare of humanity and all beings in the universe. It is a sacred ritual conducted under the guidance of Swamiji, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, to protect and prepare humanity to face the challenging times and to bring auspiciousness to the whole cosmos. So today's Chandi Homa is done for the benefit of the whole cosmos, and especially those who are the Ajamana, who are offering, have the honor and privilege of being able to make this and manifest this in their life. This offering and the selfless sacrifice that is done by the Yajamana makes and opens all of the blessings of Chandika Parameshwari and her manifestation in our lives as Swamiji. So next we also have the Purnahuti Homam. This is actually the final ritual. In the Purnahuti, we have the select offerings of turmeric, kumkum, and the favorite dried fruits of Devi, almonds, raisins, cashews, all of the choicest things are offered into the Chandi Agni. And then finally, the ghee vastra is also offered. This is a cloth which is dipped and soaked in ghee. Ajya or ghee is a very important. Ghee is the clarified butter. It's like the essence of the whole cosmic engine, the ecological engine that is there. The word engine, of course, maybe not the appropriate word, but the Gomata. The Gomata is a very source of building block of this enlightened ecosystem that Swamiji says is a big part of our lifestyle in Kailasa, the Goshala, taking care of her. She gives us out of her love and out of her unconditional love. She gives us the milk, and from that we derive the essence, curds, and finally get the ghee. That is the effort of all of our labor. So symbolically, it is the effort of our labor, and in essence also, when the environment is able to provide for a cow, take care of it, have abundant amount of milk to be able to take from her, and which she gives to us out of her love, and take that, clarify it, and have such an ecosystem in place. That is where prosperity happens when Gomata is worshipped. So ghee or the ajya is so important, crucial when offering into the Agni. And this is offered continuously throughout the Agni. And the vastra that is dipped in ghee, the cloth that is dipped in ghee, representing Devi and all of our essence of our life as ghee, that is offered into the Agni, and the Mangala Dravya Homam and the Purnahuti Homam. And then the Purnahuti itself is the final ritual of the complete offering. Purna Ahuti. Ahuti means offering, Purna means the complete. It is the final offering, and within it we'll have the dry substances of Havis, that is the puffed paddy and the coconut and the various Homa Samagri. These are all the things that we will be offering into the Kunda, the final ritual of the Mangala Dravya Homam and the Purnahuti Homam. And of course, after that, we will also be witnessing today the Snapana Abhishekam, where the Rajarajeshwari in Kailasa Sripuram will be receiving the Abhishekam, the bath of the Kalashas of Chandika Parameshwari and Devi Rajareshwari that we worshipped, bringing all of the energies back in full circle. It is a beautiful, virtuous circle. The energy is back put into the Bimba, and Devi Rajareshwari, of course, is there alive beautifully, powerfully in the Kailasha Sripuram temple. We get to connect with her and see her today, have her darshan today. And we are so happy to have bring all of this to you with the divine grace and blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Thank you all for joining us. And let us now get ready to see this powerful ritual in Kailasa Sripuram, where the Chandi Yagashala is happening. And we're now going to be witnessing first the Subhasini Puja. So let us get ready. We'll be right back, and we'll be watching the Chandi Homa.
भवानी जय 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 जगदम्बे रानी जय जगदम्बे रानी सुन ले जरा लीला श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव भगवान की लीला सुन ले जरा लीला श्री नित्यानंद पराशक्ति मीनाक्षी की लीला बस जैसे नैना देवी तू स्वरूपा रक्षा जो करती प्यारी देवी माँ तेरे दर्शन से मिलत सरता देवी जय 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 पराशक्ति है भवानी जय 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 जगदम्बे रानी जय 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 पराशक्ति है भवानी जय 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 जगदम्बे रानी सुन ले जरा लीला श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव भगवान की लीला सुन ले जरा लीला श्री नित्यानंद पराशक्ति मीनाक्षी की लीला बस जैसे नैना देवी तू स्वरूपा रक्षा जो करती प्यारी देवी माँ तेरे दर्शन से मिलत सरता देवी जय 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 पराशक्ति है भवानी जय 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 जगदम्बे रानी जय 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 पराशक्ति है भवानी जय 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 जगदम्बे रानी सुन ले जरा लीला श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव भगवान की लीला सुन ले जरा लीला श्री नित्यानंद पराशक्ति मीनाक्षी की लीला बस जैसे नैना देवी तू स्वरूपा रक्षा जो करती प्यारी देवी माँ तेरे दर्शन भवानी जय 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 जगदम्बे रानी जय 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 पराशक्ति है भवानी जय 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 जगदम्बे रानी सुन ले जरा सुन ले जरा सुन ले जरा लीला श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव भगवान की लीला सुन ले जरा सुन ले जरा सुन ले जरा लीला श्री नित्यानंद पराशक्ति मीनाक्षी की लीला मत जैसे नैना देवी तू स्वरूपा रक्ष जो करती प्यारी देवी माँ हम तेरे दर्शन से मिटते सरकार देवी जय 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 पराशक्ति है भवानी जय 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 जगदम्बे रानी जय 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 पराशक्ति है भवानी जय 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 जगदम्बे रानी सुन ले जरा सुन ले जरा सुन ले जरा लीला श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव भगवान की लीला सुन ले जरा सुन ले जरा सुन ले जरा लीला श्री नित्यानंद पराशक्ति मीनाक्षी की लीला मत जैसे नैना देवी तू स्वरूपा रक्ष जो करती प्यारी देवी माँ हम तेरे दर्शन से मिटते सरकार देवी जय 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 पराशक्ति है भवानी जय 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 जगदम्बे रानी जय 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 पराशक्ति है भवानी जय 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 जगदम्बे रानी सुन ले जरा सुन ले जरा सुन ले जरा लीला श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव भगवान की लीला सुन ले जरा सुन ले जरा सुन ले जरा लीला श्री नित्यानंद पराशक्ति मीनाक्षी की लीला मत जैसे नैना देवी तू स्वरूपा रक्ष जो करती प्यारी देवी माँ हम तेरे दर्शन से मिटते सरकार
ॐ हिरण्यवर्णां हरिणीं सुवर्णरजतस्रजां चन्द्रां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो महावः तां महावः जातवेदो लक्ष्मीमनपगामिनीं यस्यां हिरण्यं विन्देयं गामस्वं पुरुषानहम् अश्वपूर्वां रथमध्यां हस्तिनादप्रबोधिनीं श्रियं देवीमुपह्वये श्रीर्मा देवी जुषताम् कांसोऽस्मितां हिरण्यप्राकारामार्द्रां ज्वलन्तीं तृप्तां तर्पयन्तीं पद्मे स्थितां पद्मवर्णां तामिहोपह्वये श्रियम् मनसः कां चन्द्रां प्रभासां यशसा ज्वलन्तीं श्रियं लोके देवजुष्टामुदारां तां पद्मिनीमीं शरणमहं प्रपद्ये अलक्ष्मीर्मे नश्यतां त्वां वृणे आदित्यवर्णे तपसोऽधिजातो वनस्पतिस्तव वृक्षोत्थ बिल्वः तस्य फलानि तपसा नुदन्तु मायान्तरायाश्च बाह्या अलक्ष्मीः उपैतु मां देवसखः कीर्तिश्च मणिना सह प्रादुर्भूतोऽस्मि राष्ट्रेऽस्मिन् कीर्तिं वृद्धिं ददातु मे क्षुप्तिपासामलां ज्येष्ठामलक्ष्मीर्नाशयाम्यहम् अभूतिमसमृद्धिं च सर्वां निर्नुद मे गृहात् गन्धद्वारां दुराधर्षां नित्यपुष्टाङ्करीषिणीम् ईश्वरीगुं सर्वभूतानां तामिहोपह्वये श्रियम् मनसः काममाकूतिं वाचः सत्यमशीमहि पशूनां रूपमन्नस्य मयि श्रीश्रयतां यशः कर्दमेन प्रजा भूता मयि सम्भव कर्दम श्रियं वासय मे कुले मातरं पद्ममालिनीम् आपसृजन्तु स्निग्धानि चिक्लीतवसमे गृहे निच देवीं मातरं श्रियं वासय मे कुले आर्द्रां पुष्करिणीं पुष्टिं पिङ्गलां पद्ममालिनीं चन्द्रां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो महावः आर्द्रां यः करिणीं यष्टिं सुवर्णां हेममालिनीं सूर्यां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो महावः तां महावः जातवेदो लक्ष्मीमनपगामिनीं यस्यां हिरण्यं प्रभूतं गावो दास्योऽश्वान् विन्देयं पुरुषानहम् महादेव्यै च विद्महे विष्णुपत्नी च धीमहि तन्नो लक्ष्मी प्रचोदयात् ॐ अहं रुद्रेभिर्वसुभिश्चरां जहमादित्यैरुतविश्वदेवैः अहं मित्रावरुणो भाविभिर्म्यहमिन्द्राग्नी अहमश्विनो भा अहं सोममाहनसं बिभर्म्यहं त्वष्टारमुतपूषणं भगम् अहं दधामि द्रवीणं हविष्माते सुप्राव्ये यजमानाय सुन्वते अहं राष्ट्रे सङ्गमाणि वसूनां चिकितुषे प्रथमा यज्ञजानां तां मा देवाव्यदधुः पुरुत्रा भूरिस्तात्रां भूर्यावेशयन्ति मयासो अन्नमत्तिजो विपश्यति यः प्राणीतिजयीं शृणोत्युक्तम् अमन्तवोमान्त उपक्षियन्ति श्रुधिश्रोतश्रद्धिवं ते वदामि अहमेव स्वयमिदं वदामि जुष्टं देवेभिरुतमानुषेभिः यं कामयेतं तमुग्रं कृणोमि तं ब्रह्माणं तमृषिं तं सुमेधाम् अहं रुद्राय धनुरातनोमि ब्रह्मद्विशेषरवेहन्तवाउ अहं जनाय समदं कृणोम्यहं द्यावा पृथिवी आविवेश अहं सुवे पितरमस्य मूर्धन्मम योनिरप्स्व अन्तः समुद्रे ततो वितिष्ठे भुवनान् विश्वोतामुं द्यां वर्ष्मनोपस्पृशामि ॐ सत्यै नमः। ॐ साध्व्यै नमः। ॐ भवप्रियायै नमः। ॐ भवान्यै नमः। ॐ भवमोचिन्यै नमः। ॐ आर्यायै नमः। ॐ दुर्गायै नमः। ॐ त्रिनेत्रायै नमः। ॐ शूलधारिण्यै नमः। ॐ पिनाकधारिण्यै नमः। ॐ शैलपुत्री चण्डिका परमेश्वर्यै नमः। ॐ चित्रायै नमः। ॐ महातपायै नमः। ॐ मनायै नमः। ॐ बुद्ध्यै नमः। ॐ अहङ्कारायै नमः। ॐ चित्तरूपायै नमः। ॐ चितायै नमः। ॐ चित्यै नमः। ॐ सर्वमन्त्रमय्यै नमः। ॐ सत्यायै नमः। ॐ सत्यानन्दस्वरूपिण्यै नमः। ॐ अनन्तायै नमः। ॐ ब्रह्मचारिणी चण्डिका परमेश्वर्यै नमो नमः। ॐ चन्द्रघण्टासनाय नमः। चन्द्रघण्टामूर्तये नमः। ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं चन्द्रघण्टा चण्डिका परमेश्वर्यै नमः। ॐ भवान्यै नमः। ॐ भाव्यायै नमः। ॐ अभव्यायै नमः। ॐ सदागत्यै नमः। ॐ शाम्भव्यै नमः। ॐ देवमात्रे नमः। ॐ चिन्तायै नमः। ॐ रत्नप्रियायै नमः। ॐ सर्वविद्यायै नमः। ॐ दक्षकन्यायै नमः। ॐ दक्षयज्ञविनाशिन्यै नमः। ॐ चन्द्रघण्टा चण्डिका परमेश्वर्यै नमः। ॐ स्कन्दमातृचण्डिकासनाय नमः। स्कन्दमातृचण्डिकामूर्तये नमः। ॐ ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं स्कन्दमातृचण्डिका परमेश्वर्यै नमः। ॐ अपर्णायै नमः। ॐ एकवर्णायै नमः। ॐ पाटलायै नमः। ॐ पाटलावत्यै नमः। ॐ पट्टाम्बरपरिधानायै नमः। ॐ कलमञ्जीररञ्जिन्यै नमः। ॐ अमेयविक्रमायै नमः। ॐ क्रूरायै नमः। ॐ सुन्दर्यै नमः। ॐ सुरसुन्दर्यै नमः। ॐ वनदुर्गायै नमः। ॐ मातङ्ग्यै नमः। ॐ स्कन्दमातृचण्डिकायै नमो नमः। ॐ कात्यायनी चण्डिकासनाय नमः। ॐ कात्यायनी चण्डिकामूर्तये नमः। ॐ ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं कात्यायनी चण्डिका परमेश्वर्यै नमः। ॐ मातङ्गमुनिपूजितायै नमः। ॐ ब्राह्म्यै नमः। ॐ महेश्वर्यै नमः। ॐ ऐन्द्रियै नमः। ॐ कौमार्यै नमः। ॐ वैष्णव्यै नमः। ॐ चामुण्डायै नमः। ॐ वाराह्यै नमः। ॐ लक्ष्म्यै नमः। ॐ पुरुषाकृत्यै नमः। ॐ विमलायै नमः। ॐ कालरात्रिचण्डिकासनाय नमः। कालरात्रिचण्डिकामूर्तये नमः। ॐ ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं कालरात्रिचण्डिका परमेश्वर्यै नमः। ॐ उत्कर्षिण्यै नमः। ॐ ज्ञान्यै नमः। ॐ क्रियायै नमः। ॐ नित्यायै नमः। ॐ बुद्धिदायै नमः। ॐ बहुलायै नमः। ॐ बहुलप्रेमायै नमः। ॐ सर्ववाहनवाहनायै नमः। ॐ निशुम्भाशुम्भहनन्यै नमः। ॐ महिषासुरमर्दिन्यै नमः। ॐ मधुकैटभहन्त्यै नमः। ॐ चण्डमुण्डविनाशिन्यै नमः। ॐ कालरात्रिचण्डिकायै नमः। ॐ महागौरीचण्डिकासनाय नमः। ॐ महागौरीचण्डिकामूर्तये नमः। ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं महागौरीचण्डिका परमेश्वरी नमः। ॐ सर्वासुरविनाशिन्यै नमः। ॐ सर्वदानवदायिन्यै नमः। ॐ सर्वशास्त्रमय्यै नमः। नमः। ओम सिद्धिदा चंडिका मूर्तये नमः। ओम ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं सिद्धिदा चंडिका परमेश्वर्यै नमः। ओम अप्रौढायै नमः। ओम प्रौढायै नमः। ओम वृद्धमात्रे नमः। ओम फलप्रदायै नमः। ओम महोदर्यै नमः। ओम मुक्तकेश्यै नमः। ओम घोररूपायै नमः। ओम महाबलायै नमः। ओम अग्निज्वालायै नमः। ओम रौद्रमुख्यै नमः। ओम कालरात्रे नमः। ओम तपस्विन्यै नमः। ओम सिद्धिदायिन्यै नमः। निचण्डिकायै नमः। ओम ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं चंडिका परमेश्वरी आसनाय नमः। ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं चंडिका परमेश्वरी मूर्तये नमः। ओम ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं चंडिका परमेश्वरी आसनाय नमः। ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं चंडिका परमेश्वरी मूर्तये नमः। ओम ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं चंडिका परमेश्वर्यै नमः। ओम नारायण्यै नमः। ओम भद्रकाल्यै नमः। ओम विष्णुमायायै नमः। ओम जलोदर्यै नमः। ओम शिवदूत्यै नमः। ओम कराल्यै नमः। ओम अनन्तायै नमः। ओम परमेश्वर्यै नमः। ओम कात्यायन्यै नमः। ओम सावित्र्यै नमः। ओम प्रत्यक्षायै नमः। ओम ब्रह्मवादिन्यै नमः। ओम ऐं महाकाल्यै नमः। ओम ह्रीं महालक्ष्म्यै नमः। ओम क्लीं महासरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं चंडिका परमेश्वर्यै नमः। ओम धूरसि धूर्वधूर्वन्तं धूर्वतञ्योऽस्मान् धूर्वतितं धूर्वयं वयं धूर्वामस्त्वं देवानामसि संस्थितमं वप्रितमं जुष्टतमं वह्नितमं देवहूतममहृतमसि हविर्धानं दृगुं हस्वमाह्वा मित्रस्य त्वा चक्षुषा प्रेक्षे माभिर्मा संविक्ता मा त्वाहि गुंदिशुम्। श्री नवदुर्गाजी नमः। श्री दुर्गा लक्ष्मी सरस्वती स्वरूपतया विराजमान श्री चंडिका परमेश्वरी नमः। धूपमाघ्रापयामि। अथ दीपः। ओम उद्दीप्य स्वजातवेदोपघ्नन्निरृतिं मम पशोगश्च मह्यमावह जीवनं च दिशो दिशा मानो हि गुंसेज्जातवेदो कामश्वं पुरुषं जगत् अभिभ्रदग्न आगहि सृजा मा परिपातय। ॐ साज्यं त्रिवर्ति संयुक्तं वह्निना योजितं मया ग्रहाणमङ्गलं दीपं त्रैलोक्यतिमिरापहम्। श्री नवदुर्गायै नमः। श्री दुर्गा लक्ष्मी सरस्वती स्वरूपतया विराजमान श्री चंडिका परमेश्वर्यै नमः। दीपं संदर्शयामि। अथ नैवेद्यम्। ॐ मधुवातारतायते मधुक्षरन्ति सिन्धवः माध्वीर्णः सन्तोषधीः मधुनक्तमुतोषसि मधुमत्पार्थिवम्रजः मधुद्यौरस्तु नः पिता मधुमान्नो वनस्पतिर्मधुमागुम् अस्तु सूर्यः माध्वीर्गावो भवन्तु नः। माधु माधु माधु। अमृते अमृतोद्भवे अमृतवर्षिणी अमृतं श्रावय श्रावय स्वाहा हरिः ॐ षण्णो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमां षण्ण इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः षण्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्भक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु भक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ब्रह्ममेतु माम् मधुमेतु माम् ब्रह्ममेव मधुमेतु माम् यास्ते सोम प्रजावत्सोभिसो अहम् दुष्वप्नः दुःशरगुंह यास्ते सोम प्राणागस्ताञ्जुहोमि त्रिसुवर्णमजाचितम् ब्राह्मणाय दद्यात् ब्रह्महत्यां वा एते घ्नन्ति ये ब्राह्मणास्त्रिसुपर्णं पठन्ति ते सोमं प्राप्नुवन्ति आसहस्रात् पङ्क्तिं पुनन्ति ब्रह्ममेधया मधुमेधया ब्रह्ममेव मधुमेधया अद्यानो देवसवितः प्रजावत्साभिसौभगम् परा दुष्वप्नियगुस्सुव विश्वानि देवसवितर्दुरितानि परासुव यद्भद्रं तन्म आसुव मधुवातारतायते मधुक्षरन्ति सिन्धवः माध्वीर्णः सन्तोषधीः मधुनक्तमुतोषसि मधुमत्पार्थिवगुम्रजः मधुद्यौरस्तु नः पिता मधुमान्नो वनस्पतिर्मधुमागुमस्तु सूर्यः माद्वीर्गावो भवन्तु नः य इमं त्रिसुपर्णमयाचितं ब्राह्मणाय दद्यात् भ्रूणहत्यां वा एते घ्नन्ति ये ब्राह्मणास्त्रिसुपर्णं पठन्ति ते सोमं प्राप्नुवन्ति आसहस्रात् पङ्क्तिं पुनन्ति ब्रह्ममेधवा मधुमेधवा ब्रह्ममेव मधुमेधवा ब्रह्मादेवानां पदवी कवीनां ऋषिर्विप्राणां महिषो मृगाणां क्षेणो गृध्राणागस्वधितिर्वणानागस्सोमः पवित्रमत्येतिरेभन्ने हगुंसु शिषत्वसुरदर्क्षसद्धोता वेदिषद् तिथिर्दुरोणसते नृषद्वरसदृतसद्योमसदब्जा गोजाऋतजा अद्रिजा ऋतं बृहते ऋचेत्वा ऋचे त्वा समित् स्रवन्ति सरितो नधेनाः अंतर्हृदा मनसा पूजमानाः घृतस्य धारा अभिचाकशीमि। ओम सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबिके गौरी नारायणि नमोस्तुते। सृष्टिस्थितिविनाशानां शक्तिभूते सनातनी गुणाश्रये गुणमये नारायणि नमोस्तुते। शरणागत दीनार्थ परित्राणपरायणे सर्वस्यार्तिहरे देवी नारायणि नमोस्तुते। सर्वाबाधा प्रशमनं त्रैलोक्यस्याखिलेश्वरी एवमेव त्वया कार्यम् अस्मद्वैरिविनाशनम्। श्री दुर्गा लक्ष्मी सरस्वती स्वरूपतया विराजमान श्री चंडिका परमेश्वर्यै नमः। सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवाय नमः। कर्पूर नीराजनं संदर्शयामि रक्षां धारयामि बृहत्सामक्षत्रभृद्वृद्धवृष्णेयं त्रिष्टभौ च शुभितमुग्रवीरम् इन्द्रस्तोमेन पञ्चदशेन मध्यमिदं वातेन सकरेण रक्षां धारयामि। ओम कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि। श्री सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवाय नमः। कर्पूर नीराजनं संदर्शयामि रक्षां धारयामि। त्वं स्वाहा त्वं स्वधा त्वं हि वषट्कारस्वरात्मिका सुधा त्वमक्षरे नित्ये त्रिधा मात्रात्मिका स्थिता अर्धमात्रा स्थिता नित्या यानुच्चार्या विशेषतः त्वमेव सन्ध्या सावित्री त्वं देवी जननी परा त्वयि तद्धार्यते विश्वं त्वयि तत्सृज्यते जगते त्वयैतत्पाल्यते देवी त्वमत्स्यन्ते च सर्वदा विसृष्टौ सृष्टिरूपा त्वं स्थितिरूपा च पालने तथा संहृतिरूपान्ते जगतोऽस्य जगन्मये महाविद्या महामाया महामेधा महास्मृतिः महामोहा च भवती महादेवी महासुरी प्रकृतिस्त्वं च सर्वस्य गुणत्रयविभाविनी कालरात्रिर्महारात्रिर्मोहरात्रिश्च दारुणा त्वं श्रीस्त्वमीश्वरी त्वं ह्रीस्त्वं बुद्धिर्बोधलक्षणा लज्जा पुष्टिस्तथा तुष्टिस्त्वं शान्ति क्षान्तिरेव च खड्गिनी शूलिनी घोरा गदिनी चक्रिणी तथा शंखिनी चापिनी बाणा भुषुंडी परिघायुधा सौम्या सौम्यतराशेष सौम्येभ्यस्त्वति परापराणां परमा त्वमेव परमेश्वरी यच्च किञ्चित् क्वचिद्वस्तु सदसद्वाखिलात्मिके तस्य सर्वस्य या शक्तिः सा त्वं किं स्तूयसे तदा यया त्वया जगत्सृष्टा जगत्पात्यत्यजो जगते सोऽपि निद्रावशं नीतः कस्मां स्तोतुमिहेश्वरः विष्णो शरीरग्रहणमहमीशानमेव च कारितास्ते यतो तस्त्वां कस्तोतुं शक्तिमान् भवेत्। We request all the participants also to bow down and offer your prayers at the divine lotus feet of Devi Chandika Parameshwari in the form of the Navadurgas as we come to the conclusion of the Suvasini Puja.
शिवे सर्वादसादिगे शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वै नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वादसादिगे शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते
As we have concluded with the Suvasini Puja, we will now be entering into the Vishesha Dravya Homa and the Mahapurnahuti of the Shri Vidya Samanvita Chandi Homa.
जय 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 पराशक्ति
ममोपात्त समस्त दुरितक्षयद्वारा भगवत् नित्यानंद परमशिव प्रीत्यर्थम श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिव शक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव प्रीत्यर्थम च श्री दुर्गा लक्ष्मी सरस्वती विद्या विराजमान श्री चंडिका परमेश्वरी प्रीत्यर्थम श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिव शक्ति श्रीमद राजराजेश्वरी पराभट्टारिकाया प्रीत्यर्थम अद्य पूर्वोक्त एवं गुण विशेषेण विशिष्टायाम् अस्यां शुभतिथौ नादप्रियानां याः जोविन् यैप् नामधेयस्य गुवोजियान् नाम याः शु योंग शेंग नामधेयस्य लिन xiaoming नामधेयस्य शु सोंग शुन नाम याः सकुटुम्बस्य जिन यांग नाम याः xian wen नामधेयस्य जोरा wen नाम याः मीरा wen नाम याः Guo Quang Yang नामधेयस्य Ailing Liang नाम याः के Xiaowing नामधेयस्य जिन हुआ वु नाम याः सकुटुम्बस्य Xining Shan नाम याः Hong Gao नाम याः Wei Dong Zhan नामधेयस्य या Min Yang नाम याः Via Gao नाम याः वांग शून हाओ नाम याः सकुटुम्बस्य वांग यी यू नाम याः फांग युन ज्वान नाम याः वांग योंग नामधेयस्य सोंग यी जी नाम याः फांग युन नाम याः शेन ली नाम याः सकुटुम्बस्य मनसेप्सित सकल सदभीष्ट काम्यार्थ सिद्ध्यर्थम श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिव शक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव परिपूर्ण कृपा कटाक्ष सिद्ध्यर्थम श्री सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूप भगवत श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव परिपूर्ण कृपा कटाक्ष सिद्ध्यर्थम नवरात्रि महोत्सवाख्ये कर्मणि श्री विद्या समन्वित चंडी हवन कर्मांगत्वेन पूर्णाहुति होमं च करिष्ये
शरण्ये शिवे सर्वादसादिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोस्तुते सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वादसादिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोस्तुते
Yeah, firewood is ready. Ready is some. Put everything ready. Yes, more firewood. Give me. Okay.
Banana for 1 or 3. 3.
Innu nahi ka? Innu nahi? 3. Inke side. Nahi kadu kadu. I think better.
3 should be
Doddi better. Doddi. Very one. Lav ive on.
ये बनाना
Exactly, చిన్న ఉంటుంది.
ఈ రెండు కలిశాలు తెచ్చుకొస్తారు
ప్యాకెట్.
మిగతా మీరు వేసేసేయండి.
ओम रात्रि व्यक्षदायति पूर्वृत्रा देव्या अक्षभिः विश्वा अधिश्रियोधिता और वप्रा अमर्त्या निपतो देव्यू उद्वताः ज्योतिषा बाधते तमाः निरुस्वसारमस्तुतोषसं देव्याजति अपेदुहासते तमाः निग्रामासो अविक्षत निबध्वन्तो निपक्षिणाः निश्येनासस्ति दर्शिनाः यावया वृक्या अवृकं यवजस्ते नमूर्म्ये अथानस्तुतरा भव उपमापेऽपि सत्तमः कृष्णं व्यक्तमस्थिता उषा ऋणेव जातया उपाते गा इवाकारं वृणीष्वदूरितर्दिवाः रात्रिस्तोमं न जिज्ञुषे ॐ अहं रुद्रेभिर्वसुभिश्चराम्यहमादित्यैरुत विश्वदेवैः अहं मित्रावरो नोभाभिभर्म्यहमिन्द्राग्नि अहमश्विनोभा अहं सोममाहनसं बिभर्म्यहं त्वष्टारमुत पूषणं भगम् अहं दाधामि द्रवीणं हविष्मादे सुप्राप्ये यजमानाय सुन्वते अहं राष्ट्रे सङ्गमणि वधूनां जिगिदुषे प्रथमादित्यानां सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते नित्यानंदे श्री परम शिव शक्ति श्रीमद राजराज श्री परा भट्टारिकायै नमः श्री चंडिका परमेश्वरी नमः सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परम शिवाय नमः कर्पूर नीराजनं संदर्शयामि रक्षां धारयामि ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते स्वाहा ॐ ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधके साधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तु ते स्वाहा स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तु ते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तु ते त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तु ते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तु ते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तु ते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तु ते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तु सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तु ते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तु ते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तु ते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तु ते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तु ते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तु ते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तु ते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तु ते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके
मोबाइल
शरण्ये
कैमरा
त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते स्वाहा ओम सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणि नमोस्तुते स्वाहा। ओम सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणि नमोस्तुते स्वाहा। ओम सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणि नमोस्तुते स्वाहा। ओम सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणि नमोस्तुते स्वाहा। ओम सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणि नमोस्तुते स्वाहा। ओम सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणि नमोस्तुते स्वाहा। ओम सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणि नमोस्तुते स्वाहा। ओम सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणि नमोस्तुते स्वाहा। ओम सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणि नमोस्तुते स्वाहा। ओम सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणि नमोस्तुते स्वाहा। ओम सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणि नमोस्तुते स्वाहा। ओम सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणि नमोस्तुते स्वाहा। ओम सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणि नमोस्तुते स्वाहा। ओम सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणि नमोस्तुते स्वाहा। ओम सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणि नमोस्तुते स्वाहा। सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणि नमोस्तुते स्वाहा। ओम सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणि नमोस्तुते स्वाहा। ओम सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणि नमोस्तुते ओम सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणि नमोस्तुते स्वाहा। ओम सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणि नमोस्तुते ओम सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणि नमोस्तुते स्वाहा। ओम सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणि नमोस्तुते ओम सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणि नमोस्तुते ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तु ते स्वाहा ॐ गन्धद्वारां दुराधर्षा नित्यपुष्टाङ्करेशिनी ईश्वरे गुं सर्वभूतानां तामिहोपह्वये श्रियं गन्धान् धारयामि गन्धस्योपरि हरिद्रा कुङ्कुमं समर्पयामि गन्धस्योपरि अक्षतान् समर्पयामि ॐ भोगीबलसमायुक्तं नागवल्लीदलैर्युतं कर्पूरचूर्णसंयुक्तं ताम्बूलं प्रतिगृह्यताम् ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तु ते सृष्टिस्थितिविनाशानां शक्तिभूते सनातनी गुणाश्रये गुणवजे नारायणि नमोऽस्तु ते शरणागतदीनाथ परित्राणपरायणे सर्वस्यार्त्यहरे देवी नारायणि नमोऽस्तु ते श्री दुर्गा लक्ष्मी सरस्वती सर्वदेवराजमान श्री चंडिका परमेश्वरी नमः श्री नित्यानंदे श्री परम शिवशक्ति श्रीमद राजराजेश्वरी परा भट्टारिकायै नमः श्री सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परम शिवाय नमः कर्पूर नीराजनं संदर्शयामि रक्षान् धारयामि ॐ सर्वबाधाप्रशमनं त्रैलोक्यस्याखिलेश्वरी एवमेव त्वया कार्यम् अस्मद्वैरिविनाशनम् ॐ ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं चामुण्डायै विच्चे स्वाहा ॐ हिरण्यवर्णां हरिणीं सुवर्णरजतस्रजां चन्द्रां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो महावः तां महावः जातवेदो लक्ष्मीमनपगामिनीं यस्यां हिरण्यं विन्देयं कामश्वं पुरुषानहम् अश्वपूर्वामृतमध्याम् अस्तिनाथप्रबोधिनीं श्रियं देवीमुपह्वये श्रीर्मा देवी जुषताम् तां शोऽस्मितां हिरण्यप्राकारामार्द्रां ज्वलन्तीं तृप्तां दर्पयन्तीं पद्मे स्थितां पद्मवर्णां तामिहोपह्वये श्रियं मनसः काममागोतिं वाच सत्यमशीमहि पशूनां रूपमण्डस्य मयि श्रीसृजतां यशः कर्दमेन प्रजा भूतामजि सम्भव कर्दम श्रियं वासय मे कुले मातरं पद्ममालिनीम् आपसृजन्तु स्निग्धानि तिक्लेतवसमे गृहे निच देवीं मातरगुं श्रियं वासय मे कुले आर्द्रां पुष्करिणीं पुष्टिं पिङ्गलां पद्ममालिनीं चन्द्रां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो महावः तां महावः जातवेदो लक्ष्मीमनपगामिनीं यस्यां हिरण्यं विन्देयं गामश्वं पुरुषानहम् अश्वपूर्वां रथमद्यां हस्तिनाथप्रबोधिनीं श्रियं देवीमुपह्वये श्रीर्मा देवी जुषताम् तां महावः जातवेदो लक्ष्मीमनपगामिनीं यस्यां हिरण्यं प्रभूतं गावो दास्योऽश्वान् विन्देयं पुरुषानहम् महादेवी च विद्महे विष्णुपत्नी च धीमहि तन्नो लक्ष्मी प्रचोदयात्। श्री दुर्गा लक्ष्मी सरस्वती विराजमान श्री चंडिका परमेश्वरी नमः। श्री नित्यानंदे श्री परमशिव शक्ति नमः। सौभाग्य द्रव्याणि समर्पयामि नमः स्वाहा।
ஒன்று தெரியுதா? வீடியோ கனெக்ஷன் ஆடியோ கனெக்ஷன் ஒன்று இங்கே தெரியுதா? 0 அப்போ இது கனெக்ட், இது கனெக்ட் இல்லை. புரியுது? இது கனெக்ட் ஆகி இது வந்து வீடியோ ஒன்று ஆடியோ ஒன்றுனா இது கனெக்ட் ஆகலின்னு இருக்கும். இது கனெக்ட் ஆகிருக்கு. இது அப்புறமா கற்றுக்கிறீங்க.
இந்த ஆப்ல இருந்துட்டு ஜூம் பண்ண முடியும்.
இது வந்து ஜூம் ஆகாது.
ॐ जातवेदसे सुनवामसो ममराति यतो निदहाति वेदः तनः परिषदति दुर्गाणि विश्वानावेदुर्गाण्यग्निः ताम् अग्निवर्णां तपसा ज्वलन्तीं वैरोचनीं कर्मफलेषु जुष्टां दुर्गां देवीं शरणमहं प्रपद्ये सुतरसितरते नमः। अग्ने त्वं पारजानव्यो अस्मान् स्वस्तिभिरति दुर्गाणि विश्वा भूश्च पृथ्वी बहुलान् उर्वी भवतोकायतनजराजनिसंयोः विश्वानि नो दुर्गः जातवेदसिन्धुन्ननावादुरितादिवर्षि अग्ने अत्रिवर्मनसा कृणानोऽस्माकं बोध्यविता तनूनां ऋतनाजितकुं सामानमुग्रमग्निकुम्भुवेम परमात्सधस्तादे तनः पर्षदति दुर्गाणि विश्वाक्षामद्देवो अदिदुत्थिताज्ञः रत्नोषि कवीढ्यो अध्वरेषु सनाच्च होतानव्यश्च लुत्सि स्वाञ्चाग्ने तनुवं विप्रज स्वास्मभ्यन्ततो भगवाजजुत्वा गोभिर्जुष्टमयुजो निषिद्धं तवेन्द्रविष्णोरनुसञ्चरेम नागस्य पृष्ठमभितं वसानो वैष्णवीं लोकह्यमादयन्तां कात्यायनाय विद्महे कन्याकुमारी धीमहि तन्नो दुर्गी प्रचोदयात्। श्री दुर्गा लक्ष्मी सरस्वती स्वरूप जय महालक्ष्मी जय 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 सरोजस्थिते जय 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 पद्मासने जय 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 विष्णुवक्षस्थले जय 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 अरविन्दस्थिते जय 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 गजकुम्भान्तरस्थिते जय 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 महिषासुरवधे जय 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 रथारूढे जय 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 पद्मोद्भवे जय 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 अरिकुलभजदे जय 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 चन्द्रकलापतंसे जय 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 सिंहस्कन्धाधिरूढे जय 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 सिद्धिकामे जय 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 महासरस्वती जय 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 शीतांशुतुल्यप्रभे जय 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 गौरीदेहसमुद्भवे जय 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 सकलविद्याप्रदे जय 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 सकलकलावल्लभे जय 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 सकलविद्यापारङ्गते जय 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 सकलकार्यजयप्रदे जय जय अद्य कृतस्य श्रीविद्यासमन्वित चण्डीहवनकर्मणः परिपूर्णता सिद्ध्यर्थं पूर्णाहुतिहोमं करिष्ये। ॐ पूर्णाहुतिमुत्तमां जुहोति सर्वं वै पूर्णाहुतिः सर्वमेवाप्नोति अथो इयं वै पूर्णाहुतिः अस्यामेव प्रतिष्ठति। ॐ इतः पूर्वं प्राणबुद्धिदेह धर्माधिकारतो जाग्रत् स्वप्नसुषुप्त्या मनसा वाचा कर्मणः हस्ताभ्यां पद्भ्याम् उदरेण चिह्ना यत् स्मृतं यदुक्तं तत्सर्वं ब्रह्मार्पणं भवतु स्वाहा। मयीं ह्रीं श्रीं कैलह्रीं हसकहलह्रीं सकलह्रीं उमैं ह्रीं क्लीं चामुण्डायै विच्चे वौषट्। शं च मे मयश्च मे प्रियं च मे नुकामश्च मे कामश्च मे सौमनसश्च मे भद्रं च मे श्रेयश्च मे वस्यश्च मे यशश्च मे भगश्च मे द्रविणं च मे यन्ता च मे धर्ता च मे क्षेमश्च मे धृतिश्च मे विश्वं च मे महश्च मे संविच्च मे ज्ञात्रं च मे सूश्च मे प्रसूश्च मे सीरं च मे लयश्च मर्तं च मे मृतं च मे यक्ष्मं च मे नामयच्च मे जीवादश्च मे दीर्घायुत्वं च मे नमित्रं च मे भयं च मे सुगं च मे शयनं च मे सोषा च मे सुदिनं च मे स्वाहा भूः स्वाहा भुवः स्वाहा सुवः स्वाहा भूर्भुवः सुवः स्वाहा ॐ वैश्वानराय विद्महे लालीलाय धीमहि तन्नो अग्निः प्रचोदयात् गणाम्बिकायै विद्महे महातपायै धीमहि तन्नो गौरी प्रचोदयात् हंसाय विद्महे परमहंसाय धीमहि तन्नो हंस प्रचोदयात् श्रीनित्यानन्दे श्रीपरमशिवशक्ति नमः सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्रीनित्यानन्दपरमशिवाय नमः कर्पूरनीराजनं सन्दर्शयामि रक्षां धारयामि Now, as we have offered the Purnahuti offering, we will be taking the japa that we have offered into the Shivagni, into the fire. We'll be taking that energy and merging it back into the Kalasha. ॐ यज्ञेन यज्ञमयजन्त देवाः तानि धर्माणि प्रथमान्यासन् ते हनागं महिमानः सजन्ते यत्र पूर्वे साध्याः सन्ति देवाः गुह्यातिगुह्यगोप्त्रीत्वं ग्रहाणास्म कृतं जपं सिद्धिर्भवतु मे देवी त्वत्प्रसादात् महेश्वरी Now we'll be offering the puja and the Deeparadhana for the kalashas, within which Devi Chandika Parameshwari and Devi Nityananda Paramashivam Shakti Rajarajeshwari are invoked. After performing the puja to the kalashas, we will be merging the energy of the kalashas back into the Mula Murti of Devi Rajarajeshwari in the Garbhamandir. As the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism explains, the ritual of Homa is re-energizing all the 5 elements of the nature with these mantras, with this divine presence of Devi Chandika Parameshwari and Devi Rajarajeshwari. We invoke the presence of these divine energies in the earth element through the deity, in the water through the kalashas, in the fire through the Homagni, in the air through the smoke of the fire, and in the space element through the vibrations created by the mantras. Now we'll be performing the Laghu Puja to the kalashas now. To our left, we can see the Kalasha of Devi Rajarajeshwari. Placed inside in the Kalasha, the presence of Devi Rajarajeshwari is invoked. When we invoke the deity within the Kalasha becomes the body of the deity. We perform all the rituals, pujas, to the Kalasha, just as how we will perform the ritual to Devi when she comes physically in front of us, with the same feeling and experience of having Devi Paramashivam Shakti in front of us. With that bhavana, we perform the pujas and rituals to the Kalasha. To our right, we can see the Kalasha of Devi Chandika Parameshwari. अथ धूपः ॐ धूरसि धूर्वधूर्वन्तं धूर्वतयोऽस्मान् धूर्वतितं धूर्वयं वयं धूर्वामस्त्वं देवानामसि सस्तितमं पप्रितमं जुष्टतमं वह्नितमं देवहूतममहृतमसि हविर्धानं दृगुंहस्वमाह्वा मित्रस्य त्वा चक्षुषा प्रेक्ष्ये माभेर्मा संविक्ता मा त्वाहि कुंसिषुम्। श्री नित्यानंदे श्री परम शिव शक्ति श्रीमद राजराजी श्री पराभट्टारिका जी नमः। श्री दुर्गा लक्ष्मी सरस्वती ध्रुपदे विराजमान श्री चंडिका परमेश्वरी नमः। धूपमाघ्रापयामि। ओम साज्यं त्रिवर्ति संयुक्तं वह्निना योजितं मया ग्रहाणमंगलं दीपं त्रैलोक्य दिमिरापहं। श्री नित्यानंदे श्री परम शिव शक्ति नमः। श्री दुर्गा लक्ष्मी सरस्वती ध्रुपदे विराजमान श्री चंडिका परमेश्वरी नमः। दीपं संदर्शयामि। अथ नैवेद्यम्। ओम मधुवातारतायते मधुक्षरन्ति सिन्धवः माध्वीर्न सन्तोषधीः मधुनक्तमुदोषधि मधुमत्पार्थिवकुम्रजः मधुद्यौरस्तु नः पिता मधुमान्नो वनस्पतिर्मधुमागुमस्तु सूर्यः माध्वीर्गावो भवन्तु नः। मधु मधु मधु। श्री नित्यानंदे श्री परमशिवशक्त्यै नमः। श्री दुर्गा लक्ष्मी सरस्वती ध्रुपदे विराजमान श्री चंडिका परमेश्वरी नमः। अमृतं महानैवेद्यं निवेदयामि। निवेदनानन्तरम् आचमनं समर्पयामि। ओम सांग्रहण्येष्ट्यायजते इमां जनताकुं संगृह्णानीति द्वादशारत्नीरचना भवति। द्वादशमासा संवत्सरः संवत्सरमेवावरुन्धे मौञ्जी भवति। ऊर्ध्वै मुञ्जाः ऊर्जमेवावरुन्धे चित्रा नक्षत्रं भवति। चित्रं वा एतत् कर्म। श्री नित्यानंदे श्री परम शिव शक्ति नमः। चंडिका परमेश्वरी नमः। अलंकार दीपं संदर्शयामि। सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परम शिवाय नमः। अलंकार दीपं संदर्शयामि। ओम अग्निर्नः पादकृत्तिकाः नक्षत्रं देवमिन्द्रियम् इदमासां विचक्षणम् अभिरासं जुहोतन यस्य भान्तिरश्मयो यस्य केतवः यस्येमा विश्वा भुवनानि सर्वा सकृत्तिकाभिरभिसंवसानः अग्निर्नो देवस्सु विते दधातु। श्री नित्यानंदे श्री परमशिव शक्ति नमः। श्री चंडिका परमेश्वरी नमः। सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परम शिवाय नमः। नक्षत्र दीपं संदर्शयामि। ओम सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणि नमोस्तुते। सृष्टिस्थिति विनाशानां शक्तिभूते सनातनी गुणाश्रये गुणमये नारायणि नमोस्तुते। श्री नित्यानंदे श्री परमशिव शक्ति नमः। श्री चंडिका परमेश्वरी नमः। सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परम शिवाय नमः। कर्पूर नीराजनं संदर्शयामि। रक्षां धारयामि। as we take the blessings of Devi Chandika Parameshwari and Devi Rajarajeshwari through receiving the arti that was offered to Devi Chandika Parameshwari and Rajarajeshwari and our beloved Bhagavān, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavān Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam. Now we will be taking the kalashas and offering the kalasha water, the sanctified water, to as an abhishekam to Devi Rajarajeshwari's Mula Murti in the Garbhamandir. Now we will be taking these kalashas in a procession to up till the Garbhamandir of Devi Rajarajeshwari, and the energies which are invoked inside the kalashas will be offered to the Utsav Vigraha or to the Mula Vigraha of Devi Rajarajeshwari. The Abhishekam for Devi Rajarajeshwari is the conclusory ritual of this grand Chandi Homa. Please stay tuned for a few more moments as we await for the most beautiful and grand darshan of Devi Rajarajeshwari.
शिवे सर्वादसादिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वदी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वादसादिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते